SuperChavo versus El Techno. The sun began to set behind the buildings of Mexico City, painting the sky a warm orange. The neighborhood streets were full of life. Kids played soccer in the park, women chatted on the sidewalks, and families enjoyed a peaceful afternoon. However, a dark shadow loomed over the neighborhood, a threat that SuperChavo had already sensed in the air. Something wasn't right. In his small workshop, Chavo, a 12-year-old boy and the neighborhood hero known as SuperChavo, was examining a curious device he had found days earlier at a local market. At first glance, it looked like an old phone, but something about it vibrated with an energy that didn't belong in this world. As he studied it, he heard an alert on his communicator. SuperChavo. Something strange is happening in the Juarez neighborhood. The streetlights are flickering, and some of the traffic lights are out of control. People are in danger, shouted Pancho, his loyal friend and companion in the fight for justice. Chavo didn't hesitate. In one swift motion, he donned his green cap with the SC initials, his red shirt with the emblematic yellow symbol, and mounted his floating skateboard, which he controlled with his mind. In seconds, he was soaring through the skies of the neighborhood, heading toward the Juarez area. As he flew, his mind quickly analyzed the situation. He remembered that his nemesis, El Techno, an evil genius who manipulated technology, had sworn revenge after their last confrontation. Chavo knew this had to be El Techno's doing. When he arrived in the neighborhood, chaos reigned. The streetlights flickered as if controlled by an invisible force, traffic lights changed color without any pattern, and cars moved erratically as if being remotely controlled. People ran scared, trying to escape the danger. "I have to stop this now," thought SuperChavo as he landed on a nearby rooftop. Using his ability to control technology, he tried to access the area's electrical system but quickly realized that an external force was blocking his efforts. Then he saw it. Atop an abandoned building, El Techno was watching with a wicked grin, surrounded by holographic screens and a web of cables that seemed to stretch throughout the city. "SuperChavo, I knew you'd come sooner or later," El Techno sneered while manipulating a glove full of buttons and lights that controlled his network of devices. "What are you doing, Techno? You're putting the whole neighborhood in danger." SuperChavo shouted from a distance, trying to contain his anger. El Techno laughed. "Danger? No, young hero. What I'm doing is teaching them a lesson. This city has relied too much on technology, and it's time they learned who truly controls it. I can shut it down whenever I want, or use it for whatever I desire. Watch this." With a quick motion, El Techno activated a device on his belt. Suddenly, the drones patrolling the city began to move like swarms of insects, surrounding the citizens and creating even more chaos. SuperChavo knew he couldn't let this continue. With a leap, SuperChavo launched himself from the rooftop directly toward El Techno, gliding on his skateboard at incredible speed. However, El Techno was prepared. A force field activated around him, pushing SuperChavo back and sending him crashing to the ground with force. "I told you, Chavo. You can't defeat me. I am the master of technology," El Techno proclaimed, approaching with confidence. But SuperChavo wouldn't give up that easily. Using his agility, he quickly got back on his feet, dodging the sparks from the drones and the flickering lights. He knew that the key to defeating El Techno was in his control glove. If he could destroy it, he could disable the entire network, causing the chaos. "There's only one way to stop you, Techno," Chavo murmured, his eyes shining with determination. Using his powers, Chavo connected with the building's electrical system. Through the cables and circuits, he sent a surge toward El Techno's force field, weakening it. "Now," shouted SuperChavo as he leaped again toward the villain, this time with all his strength. With a precise blow, he managed to tear the glove from El Techno's hand, who screamed in frustration as he lost control over his technology. Immediately, the drones crashed to the ground, the lights returned to normal, and the traffic lights stopped flickering. The city, finally, regained its peace. "This isn't over, SuperChavo. I'll be back, and next time you won't be so lucky," muttered El Techno before being taken away by the authorities. SuperChavo, tired but victorious, looked out over the city's skyline. He knew that as long as there were threats like El Techno, his duty as the neighborhood protector would never end. But today, at least, he had managed to restore peace to his people. As he flew back home, children and adults cheered for him from the streets. SuperChavo smiled. This was his neighborhood, his home, and he would always be there to protect it.